everyone says you have to have a why, but I don't. No wife, no kids. How do I figure out my why if it just doesn't jump out to me? I do have a goldfish, but he's not to be trusted. Okay. I literally know who wrote that question. Just by the way it was said. All right. Okay. You don't have a why. You have to have a why. Yeah, I mean, you have to have something that drives you every day, no matter how small, how big, or whatever, to get through this life. I mean, you're going to have times when you don't have things that drive you, or big things that drive you, but you have to find small things that drive you, because you have to have a reason to get out of bed every day, a reason to do something, to go forward. You know, I mean, they could be little small things. You know, I mean, it could. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say the why is going to change.
Yeah, it's
right?
definitely going to change.
It's going to change. So what you start with is your why. You know, after you get a year into it and you get some experience or whatever, your why begins to change. But when you're first starting, it may be, I don't want to work for someone else anymore. It may be the negative side instead of this positive side. Oh, my why is that I want to, you know, build wealth and legacy, you know, legacy for my kids and my family, or, you know, your future kids, your future family.
Or save the elephants, or
right, like, I mean, Corvette or whatever. It could just be, I don't want to work for the man. Maybe that simple. And if, like, somebody said this in here and they kind of laughed, but I think it's really true. Go fill out a job application, right? And waste the time on that and go through the interview and see how crappy it's going to be working for somebody else.
no, get the job.
Yeah, or go get the job.
Get the job. See how that works out
See
for
how
you.
bad it really is when you got to go in every day. So you just need to,
Yeah. You need to
yeah.
find a new why. Why? Because I don't like bosses.
Right? Especially, you know, I mean, David is like the ultimate, he doesn't like bosses. I worked for a boss for 32 years, and, you know, my last 5 years were hell. They were hell. The guy was terrible, right? Abusive and terrible, but I put up with it because I didn't have anything else until I got this going, and then, man, my why was, I don't want to ever work for someone else again, right? It was so bad. It was so bad.
You can also have multiple whys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like doing this event and doing these events, I do every, I'll do some and I'll get to a point myself where I'm like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this event again. And then it comes around time to do it. I'm like, you know what? I need to do this event, and then I do it again. And then after, I'm like, I'm glad I did the event. But I mean, I get to a point where I'm like, you know, I got beat up. I did one, it was last year in Tampa. I lost a lot of money on it, and so it's like, man, I'm not going to do this event. You know, and that's probably kind of the reason why I ended up in Dallas this year, because I was like, I don't want to fly to Florida and go talk to 17 hotels and try to figure out which one is not going to hit me up, you know, force me to buy all their food and buy all their hotels, you know, but now I'm kind of revitalized, and I'll go back to Florida again next year for this event. I used to do this event in Vegas, and it was easy, except for we lost all the camaraderie. What would happen is by 5 o'clock, everybody was out, everywhere gone. So there's no camaraderie. I do these events because I like to keep them with the camaraderie. The June event is total camaraderie because we're all locked into cabins together. Yeah, so you can have different whys, multiple things that drive you to do things, you know.
You gotta remember our beautiful faces when you think of not having one.
Yeah. And so, yeah, but anyway, there's different things that'll motivate you for different reasons or whatever they are. You just have to figure out what those things are, the reason why you get up, you know, why you're doing what you do. It doesn't have to, they don't have to be huge things. They can be little things, little drivers. You know, man, I got to do this because it can be that, what's the word? I think of, Tim's not in here, but his son, his why is literally so that he can buy really nice things as a young kid. The kid drives like a $120,000 Mercedes that he paid for in cash doing real estate. He's like 24 years old, you know. But that's his why. That's his driver. That's what he wants out of life at the moment. and you can laugh and say, man, that's crazy, and Kim gives him shit and I give him shit because, you know, he doesn't know to put that money to work, but it is what it is. That's what drives him. It's okay. It's okay for now. So, anyway, the whys will change, whether they're big and giant or whatever. Your why doesn't have to be bigger than anybody else's. It just has to be personal for you. Whatever it is that drives you. I have my own personal thing in my life, period. But my own personal vendetta is that every person that I'm part of or meet with, I want to leave them a little better than I found them. It's just a personal thing. Now, do I do it always? No. Have I broken some eggs and scrambled some up that I can't put back in the box? Yes. Does it happen? But over the most part, which I say 99%, do I leave people better? Damn sure try. You just have to have your own, you know, your own personal philosophies, your own whys, your own things to drive you.